During the 20th century, author and illustrator Louise Fitzhugh created some of the most beloved characters in children's literature, including Suzuki Bean and the classic Harriet the Spy, a novel that has been read by millions of girls and boys the world over. Louise Fitzhugh was born on October 5, 1928 in Memphis, Tennessee. She attended Miss Hutchison's School and later attended several Southern universities, studying literature, child psychology, and art, but never obtained a degree. She eventually settled in New York City, where she studied at Barnard College and became actively involved in political and anti-racism movements. She graduated from Barnard in 1951, and during the late 1950s collaborated with a friend to develop the children's book Suzuki Bean, which followed the daughter of beatnik parents living in Greenwich Village. The book, published in 1961, parodied the popular children's book Eloise, who in contrast to Suzuki lived in the plaza. Fitzhugh published her most famous and beloved book Harriet the Spy in 1964. The book centered on the life of 11-year-old Harriet M. Welsh, a precocious and inquisitive girl and budding writer who lives on the Upper East Side. Harriet wants to become a spy and records with brutal honesty her keen observations of the people around her in a notebook. Harriet the Spy has been called a milestone in children's literature. It was groundbreaking in its departure from the traditional characterization of femininity in the early 1960s. Harriet was outspoken, feisty, and dressed as a tomboy. The book won the New York Times Outstanding Book Award in 1964 and was later adapted into a movie starring Michelle Trachtenberg in 1996. Fitzhugh authored and illustrated many other books after Harriet the Spy, including The Long Secret, Bang Bang You're Dead, and Nobody's Family is Going to Change. She died of a brain aneurysm in 1974 at the young age of 46. But her creative voice and imagination continue to live on in her literature, which is loved by so many. Standing on her shoulders is 2014 Louise Fitzhugh Living Legacy Award winner Debbie Sterling. Debbie Sterling is the CEO and founder of Goldilocks, an award-winning toy company on a mission to disrupt the pink aisle by introducing girls to engineering and encouraging them at a young age to pursue careers in science, technology, engineering, and math, otherwise known as STEM. An engineer and entrepreneur, Sterling has made it her mission in life to tackle the gender gap in science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. She has been named Time's Person of the Moment and was featured in Business Insider's 30 Women Who Are Changing the World. Goldilocks has been named one of the most audacious companies of 2014 by Inc. magazine, as one of the world's most innovative companies of 2014 by Fast Company, as Educational Toy of the Year 2014 and People's Choice Toy of the Year 2014 by the Toy Industry Association. Debbie Sterling was born on February 26, 1983 in Los Angeles. She attended Lincoln High School in Rhode Island. Growing up, Sterling didn't know what engineering was, and it wasn't until her high school math teacher encouraged her to pursue it in college that she began to develop an interest. She took his advice and went on to study engineering at Stanford University, graduating in 2005 with a Bachelor's of Science in Mechanical Engineering and Product Design. Unsettled by the lack of women in her engineering classes and the fact that females account for only 14% of professional engineers, Sterling set out on a mission to introduce girls to the joy of engineering at a young age. She founded Goldilocks in 2012 as an interactive toy company that does just that. The toys consist of a book series and construction set, which encourage kids to build in the context of a narrative. The stories feature Goldie, a girl inventor who solves problems by building simple machines. Goldilocks is currently available at Toys R Us, Amazon.com, and more than 1,000 local retailers nationwide, as well as in the United Kingdom, Canada, and Australia. Goldilocks recently released its first ever app alongside their debut cartoon.
This is your brain. This is your brain on Princess.
Superstar. superstar.
This is your brain on engineering. Any questions?
Sterling believes there are millions of girls in the world who are already engineers, but just don't know it yet. Much like Fitzhugh before her, Sterling's innovations are transforming and challenging traditional gender stereotypes about what girls and women can do. Her work is helping to inspire the next generation of women in STEM. Please welcome to the stage the 2014 Louise Fitzhugh Living Legacy Award winner, Debbie Sterling.